Day number 12 of Chicago Bears training camps in the books, and let's talk about what happened. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day at training camp this year. I was actually at practice today myself because of a nice subscriber of mine. Shout out to Corey that gave me his tickets, but got to meet up with a lot of my subscribers there, talk Bears football, which is always super cool. Had a lot of fun doing that, and I did get to say hi to DeMarcus Walker, take a picture with him. I was trying to get a picture with Torrey Taylor. I was wearing his jersey today, but unfortunately he didn't see me. I was yelling at him, but didn't come over, which I get. It was super hot outside. Everybody was super tired. Everybody wanted to go back inside to Hallis Hall. So, you know, no worries there. But did get a picture with DeMarcus Walker. I saw Ryan Poles scooting along on his scooter, which is always super funny to see him just riding on that thing. So overall, I did have a fun time. But I will say the energy at practice was not very high in terms of the play on the football field. I mean, a lot of offensive line issues. The offense in general had a lot of problems because of all the offensive line injuries, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But not the most entertaining practice from an on-the-field perspective, aside from a few exciting plays by the offense. And I do want to know, before I get into this video, do you guys want me to continue this daily series, by the way, for training camp? Because after like day 11, day 12, some people get kind of bored and sick of hearing about the same training camp reports. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to continue this series or maybe do it more infrequently, like once every 2 or 3 practices instead of every single day. Let me know down below, because I'd be, you know, cool with doing whatever. I mean, these videos are getting good amount of views still, but if you guys are getting kind of sick of them, which a lot of people do after day 11, day 12, let me know down below. But getting into what actually happened at practice today. So talking about the injuries, a lot of guys were out. So Jaquan Brisker did not practice really. Kyler Gordon and Tyreek Stevenson were there but had no pads on. I believe Montez Sweat, I could be wrong about this, but I think Montez Sweat also was not practicing. But yeah, overall, like, a lot of guys were not fully, you know, doing practice, and a lot of injuries happened on the offensive line. Okay, so the starting offensive line that Caleb Williams had to work with for the majority of practice consisted of Braxton Jones, Jerome Carvin, Ryan Bates, Bill Murray, and Matt Pryor. So Tevin Jenkins, Nate Davis, and Darnell Wright did not play today. Now, Darnell Wright has been out for some time due to some minor injury. I think he should be back pretty soon. I'm not really worried about him because he's played through a lot of injuries in the past. Like last year, he played all 17 games, played really well in some of them, even being injured. Like against Max Crosby in that Raiders game, he held him off with basically one arm in that game. So not worried about Darnell Wright that much. I am worried a lot about Nate Davis because he was in pads at the beginning of practice, but then he came out for whatever reason. Okay, maybe he re-injured whatever he had flaring up. Like, it's just, he cannot stay on the football field, man. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what to make of the situation, because there's always a reason why he's missing practice. And again, last year, I'm not going to give him any flack for that because a parent died. Okay, that was a big freaking deal, a big loss for him. So, you know, condolences to him for that. But this year, like, he keeps on getting injured, man. Like, what is happening with this dude? I mean, we're paying him a lot of money. He's going to be cut at the end of this year if he does not pick it up and have a good season for the Chicago Bears. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot out of Nate Davis at this point because he's missed good portion of training camp already, and he needed this practice time because he was very bad last season for the Chicago Bears, you know, in some games. I know some games he did a little bit better, but very inconsistent last year, right? So he needed this practice time. He's not getting that, and that's a big problem. And Tevin Jenkins, he also went down with some type of minor injury, I believe. And that's the thing with Tevin too, man. Like, as much as I love the dude, he's a lot better of a football player than Nate Davis is. He also cannot stay on the football field. Both of our guards get injured all the time, which is why Ryan Poles did trade for a Ryan Bates, why he added a Coleman Shelton. But was it enough? I'm not sure. I mean, right now we're certainly having problems on the offensive line. I know he did invest in the O-line. Like, he's tried to invest in the O-line. He took a tackle top 10 in Darnell Wright. He gave a lot of money to a Nate Davis, which did not work out, obviously, but did invest in something, right? And he, you know, used a top 100 pick on an offensive tackle that maybe could be offensive guard, Kiran Amegadji, who's been dealing with an injury. It's just that injuries have really ravished our starting offensive line, and we do have a month until the season starts, so no need to really hit the panic button just yet. But I know a lot of Bears fans are understandably worried because the offensive line is a big part in a rookie quarterback's development, right? Like if you put a bad offensive line in front of a rookie quarterback, usually bad things happen. Now, Caleb is used to playing with a bad offensive line from his time at USC. Their offensive line was very bad last year at USC, so I think he'll be able to make up for the deficiencies to some extent, and we do have the receivers to make up for it too to some extent, right? But you still need some type of structure in front of your rookie quarterback. And I'm a little bit worried if we have that structure in front of him at this current point in time. Now, if guys get healthy, if we do well in the preseason, then all of this worry is going to be for nothing. So we still have to, wait and be patient to see how it all plays out. But right now, at this point in time, August 4th, Bears fans are a little bit nervous about the state of the offensive line. And today in practice, guys, the O-line really made things difficult on Caleb Williams. Okay, he was constantly moving in and out of the pocket, got sacked a couple times, some bad snaps and fumbled snaps. Like, it was just not a clean offensive operation. I mean, they have to be at least average to make use of our great receivers. Like, you can have all the receivers in the world. You can have 3 number 1 receivers, but if you have a bad offensive line, if you have a center that can't snap, like, none of it will actually end up mattering. So, like, we need our offensive line to be at least average this year in front of Caleb to make use of the great weapons that we have. And hopefully, they can do that, because so far in camp, we have seen some issues. But again, I don't want to overreact too much, because we've also seen good days out of the offense. Even in pads, last week, we saw a couple of good days out of the offense. So I'm not trying to say the sky is falling. I'm just trying to report what's happening to you guys, and you guys can make your own opinions based off of that. But there has been a lot of issues so far on the offensive line, and hopefully those get sorted out. But next story of the day I want to talk about is a little bit of a fight that happened between Austin Booker and Braxton Jones. So I'll put Greg's tweet on the screen right here. I was a little bit further away when this happened, but I did catch a glimpse of the fight. But Greg said, fight, last play of 11 on 11s for first team reps, run up the middle that Pickens plugged up. Austin Booker and Braxton Jones got scrappy and started throwing hands and go to the ground. Players break it up, but most heated fight of camp so far. And I agree with that, okay? They definitely were swinging at each other, and guys were getting into it. It looked a little bit heated for a second, but obviously things calmed down. And these things happen in practice literally all the time, especially when it's so freaking hot outside, like 90, 91, like going at it, butting heads every single day. Like, you're going to get sick of the opponent at some point. And I tweeted that Braxton Jones was super fired up after the fight, clapping his hands, hooting and hollering. Like, he was fired up after that, which is a good thing, okay? If it's firing up our team, then a few fights here and there, it's not going to hurt anybody. I'm sure the Hard Knocks cameras caught all of that footage, and they're going to play it for sure on national television for everybody to watch. But again, I'm not worried about this whatsoever. Fights happen at every single training camp, and it just shows you that these guys do care about what they're doing, and they are passionate about the game of football, okay? They don't want to back down to any fight, even against their teammates sometime. Switching over to the actual positive report from today, DJ Moore caught a great pass from Caleb Williams in 7-on-7. So I tweeted about this. I said, great throw by Caleb, right into the hands of DJ Moore for the touchdown, perfectly placed. I'll put the video on the screen right now, but you guys can see, phenomenal throw by Caleb. He got it down the field in a hurry, right into the hands of his number 1 receiver, one of his number 1 receivers, DJ Moore. DJ Moore made a great catch, and I was hoping to see more of these types of plays, but at least we got one of them, in these 7-on-7s, which was a big explosive play down the field, which did excite the crowd, and it was very, very cool to see. I do like that DJ Moore is, again, still getting involved in this offense, because he's going to be on this team for a long time. He's going to be on this team through 2029, and I feel like we've gotten more reports about Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze making plays than we have DJ Moore, but now DJ Moore also has been making a lot of plays, so good for DJ Moore. And it's going to be on Caleb to really spread the ball out to all these guys and make sure that everybody eats, because everybody should eat on this offense with all the talented weapons that we have. And speaking more about Caleb, guys, like, I do want to point out that watching him live, you really get a sense of how special of a quarterback he is and the fantastic arm talent that he has, because I said that the main thing that jumps out watching Caleb throw live is how the ball jumps out of his hands. I mean, he is a phenomenal thrower of the football. He's very gifted naturally in that aspect, where when he throws the ball, it's just beautiful, man. Like, it really is. And I know he has to clean up the small aspects of his game, like getting the ball out quicker, reading defenses, making adjustments. Like, all that stuff can be coached up and will have to be coached up and worked on. But as a natural thrower of the football, this guy is one of the best the Bears have ever had in their history. And he should hopefully be the best Bears quarterback ever when it's all said and done, if his career does live up to the potential that it has. And I want to end this video by talking about the special teams Cairo Santos, because you guys won't believe what happened at practice today, okay? He was attempting a 50-yard kick and he double doinked it and it went in, okay? It literally went in. He hit the, I think it was the right post, then the crossbar, and then it went in. It literally went in. Like, where the hell were you, Cairo Santos, in 2018? Why could you not have been on the Chicago Bears roster? I mean, stuff like that is just, it reminds you how cursed of a franchise the Chicago Bears are, and I really hope that things are changing. You know, at this point in time, with Caleb Williams, with Roma Dunsley, with all the exciting, you know, pieces we have on the team. But until I see it, it'll be hard to believe, man, because my heart has been broken so many times as a Chicago Bears fan, and seeing Cairo double doink that in just reminded me of what happened on that fateful day in January of 2019. But leave your comments down below, guys. What do you guys think about the updates from today? Also, let me know down below if you guys want me to continue these videos every single day, or maybe take a little bit of a break and do it like every 2 or 3 practices, because I do recognize that some of these reports now are getting a little bit repetitive, but I know a lot of you guys still want to see it, so let me know down below in the comments what I should do. But I'll be back with another video sometime soon. As always, guys, bear down.